Not crazy about that. The Euro Aussie is bumping up against the 200. Not crazy about that. Pound Aussie is a little bit interesting. GBP, AUD, 1.65618. Okay. A little bit interesting there, in case we get bad news for the Aussie. The Aussie Swissy is a little bit interesting. The 8's not really confirming, but it's trying to. I'm sorry, the 20. The 20's not confirming really. AUD CHF 0.74559. 74559. Yeah, a little bit skinny there too, only about 12 pips. Not liking that too much. Not liking that too much, gang. But we'll see. None of these trades are really making me jump for joy right now, setup-wise. I don't like the Aussie Yen. The 200 is too close. Aussie USD, the signals are conflicted. Aussie Canadian, kind of giving us sells, but a lot of noise to get through. And we're on the 4th red already. Aussie New Zealand, no thank you. Blech. This is a whole lot of ugly, gang. This is a whole lot of ugly. I'm not seeing anything I really I'm super excited about here. All right, I'm going to take a conservative sell stop on this Aussie Swissy here. Make sure the spread isn't too bad. Yeah, about 2 pips, not terrible. Just over 2 pips. 5.5. You know what? I'm going to cancel that too, gang. I just don't. There's just not enough of a risk reward there to do this trade. It's only about an 8 or 9 pip trade there. I just don't like that. Too narrow. Too narrow of a range. Pound Aussie. Nice buy signal on the back. Very weak on the 8 and the 20. 20 is pretty much flat. 8's a very weak buy. So we would need some really bad news. Some really bad news for the Aussie to move this thing up. And I just don't see it. Just don't see it, gang. We could be all dressed up with nowhere to go tonight, but we'll see. A lot of really narrow ranges here, gang. I don't like it. All right. I'm going to hang out here on the Aussie USD here. See if we can get a sell on this. Because the signals are not in there right now. News is coming out here. Under a minute. No pending orders tonight. We're going to have to wait and see if the trade comes our way, gang. Okay. News should be out here. What do we got? Looking like it's bad news for the Aussie. Do not see the number yet. Ooh, okay, so they missed it by 2. 0.2. It's a pretty decent miss there. So we should see some weakening of the Aussie here. Now this pound Aussie could move up nicely for us, gang. Could take a little while, though. Could take a little while for that to move. Aussie Swiss is trying to fill down there. Only has about 5 pips to the next level of support though, which is why I'm not too crazy about that. Not too wild about these moves tonight, gang. This is somewhat interesting. The Aussie yen. So this AUD JPY can break below 85.179. I might be interested. 85.179, gang. Okay? Might be interested there. Just maybe. About 5 pips away. I'm staying away from this Aussie Canadian gang because this is a lot of noise back here last Thursday and Friday. I mean, it could well go down to the 200. Signals are just starting to look nice there. A lot of noise to get through there. Unless you have a lot of patience with this one, I'm going to stay away from that one. That's the Aussie Canadian. Aussie New Zealand is moving through, coming right to the 200 though. Not interested. Pound Aussie's not really moving. Not really getting what I want to see tonight, gang. No trades that I'm really thrilled about. A lot of very narrow ranges. And we got some decent news there. You know, it's a decent miss. You know, 0.2% miss there. Not a huge miss, but a decent miss. I just don't know if we're going to have enough to really give us the trade that we want to see tonight, gang. Aussie New Zealand's coming right down to 200. We know what that means. Not interested. Yeah. Not seeing what I want to see, gang. Not seeing what I want to see here. Not at all interested in this euro dollar, even though that's a nice, the euro Aussie. It's a nice A train. It's got a lot of noise to get through, and it's going to be bouncing around that 200 for a while. Not interested. Pound Aussie, boy, nothing. Nothing, gang. Well, stink. Pretty much what I said, gang. Looked like we got dressed up tonight, but nowhere to go. Not seeing any trades that I'm thrilled about, gang. And we all know we don't want to try to shoehorn a trade, okay? We do not want to try to shoehorn a trade. Only one I'm even mildly interested in continuing to watch here would be the AUD USD 0.73445, okay, for a sell. Secondaries S2 would be down to 0.73313. It's a pretty narrow range, right? It's only about 13 pip range, so it's not a fantastic trade. But if it can break below that, it might give you, 8-9 pips there. Keep an eye on that pound Aussie also. If we can get above 165,618. I gave you that level earlier. 165,618. That could be interesting as well, okay? But I do not think we're going to get the move that we need to see tonight. Nope. I'm going to call it, gang. No trade tonight. No trade tonight. Sometimes it's better to be safe than sorry, gang. This is one of those times. You don't want to try to shoehorn a trade in when it just doesn't fit the system, right? This is part of the discipline of being a positive trader, gang. I've had a great day already today. No need to push it. Not interested. I will continue to watch the Aussie US, and I will continue to watch the pound Aussie. But those are the only two I'm even mildly interested in stalking. They're not ready yet, but I'll continue to stalk them and watch them for another maybe an hour or two. See what they're doing before I go to bed. So we'll see. All right, gang, no trade tonight. I will see you all Thursday morning, bright and early. Happy trading. If you have any questions, just shoot me a text on Skype, gang. Have a good night. Bye-bye.